Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Salatu wassalam ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Thank you for coming with your spare time to the masjid, because there could be a million different things that you could be doing, but you chose to come to the masjid. This talk is going to be quite a serious talk, because we're living in serious times, and it's not really going to be a religious talk. It's just going to basically explain to you a path that you don't want to go down. Now, I know when you're young, we think that we know everything. And you think anyone who's older than you, who might have grey beard or older than you, that they just dropped out the sky at that age. So when they're talking to you and they're trying to tell you not to do this and not to do that, when we're young, most times it goes in here and out there. It doesn't even stop for a second. Because you just think, I'm young, you don't know what my life is like, you don't know what's going on in the world. You just dropped out the sky with your grey beard, yeah, or your 40-year-old self or your 30-year-old self, and you don't know anything about life. So I just wish this waste man would stop speaking to me, because he's just trying to spoil my fun. So when you're young, like, anyone who's older than you just think, yeah, whatever. You know, even though they've lived, even though they've been young themselves, even though they've been through problems themselves, they've been through life themselves, when you're young, you just look at older people and think, these people are not clued up. These men don't know about Snapchat, these men don't know about Instagram, they don't know about Facebook and this. These men don't understand. So the whole thing is that this talk, you could do two things with this talk. You could just listen to it, not listen. Sorry? Cool. You can either choose to hear this talk, hear the many mistakes you're going to hear the many problems that I got into, and not listen and let it go in one ear and out the other. And then you're going to get into these problems yourself. Or you can hear these stories, hear these problems, and avoid it, and be smart. And the Prophet ﷺ said that the believer is not stung by the same thing twice. Yes? So a believer is not someone who makes a mistake, then makes another mistake, makes the same mistake again and again and again. He also said that the believer learns from the mistakes of others. So as Muslims, we don't have to, if we see someone make a mistake, we learn from it and realize, I'm not going to be that person, I'm not going to make the same mistake. So many of you, parts of my stories you're going to be able to relate to, and some parts you're not going to be relate to, and you shouldn't relate to, because it's going to get very dangerous and it's going to get very messy. So my name is Jason Thomas. I've known now as Hussain Thomas. I was born into a single parent Jamaican family. My dad is from Haiti, a small island, but I didn't really know him. He wasn't really in my life. And this is what I don't think you lot will not truly understand yet, what it is to be a Muslim. Guys, trust me, this is the wrong time to speak, because I will make you famous. Everyone will know who you are on YouTube for a bad reason. When you walk in the masjid, you'll be like, astaghfirullah. Jazakallah, you know? Especially the rude boy Akis who think they're tough. I will make you famous for all the wrong reasons, and I don't mind embarrassing. So, I was born into a single parent family, Jamaican family. My father's Haitian. He was there when I was small, but then he just went AWOL, absent without leave, and so forth. And that's what I'm saying, you don't really understand to be a Muslim. Like, you will take so much things for granted because you don't know what it's like living as a non-Muslim, growing up as a disbeliever. See, most of you as Muslims, I would say, 9 out of 10 Muslims, or the vast majority of Muslims, they know who their father is. It's normal for you. Simple, you know who your father is. You have a role model. You have a blueprint of what it's like to be a man. He may not be perfect, but you have some kind of idea of what a man is. You see a person go out, not come back for a long time, come back tired, sit down in a chair. You know what I'm saying? And you have an example of what a man is. Someone who goes out to work, you have a pattern. Okay, when I get older, I'm going to have to work hard. And this, that, and that. Imagine you grow up not knowing who your father is. Not just you, your friend and your friend and your friend. No one knows who their father is. Go down to a playground. Look how you've been blessed with a man. Iman. I don't know what it's like in Northampton, yeah. But it looks like many houses around here. But in London, we've got things called council estates. Yeah? So they're like flats on top of flats on top of flats, like just big complex of depressing looking, lift filled with urine, spit on the buttons and this, that and the other in a grey depressing colour. Yeah? And there's just lots of them, man, and lots of them. But you go to a council estate in London and you see where there's no playgrounds because they don't build playgrounds no more. But you go by the broken down council estate wall where everyone's hanging out. And you ask 10 kids, do you know your father? No, no, no. Do you know? No, 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 no. Do you know your father? No, no. Do you know your father? No. Maybe one knows his father. And he doesn't live with his father. He may go and see him like once a week or once a month or whatever and so forth. But generally, 9 out of 10 Muslims, or the vast majority thing, it's normal. You know who your father is. So imagine you grow up, you're growing up no father, your mum's always working. She's either working 2, 3 jobs, and then when she's not working, she's cleaning. So all you see is your mum getting tired and tired, working, cleaning, tired. And also she do with you lot argue, brothers and sisters arguing and hitting each other, and this, that and the other. Your mum's always tired, tired, tired. So you just grow up and you just see your mum tired, working, like trying to be the mother and the father. Always tired, always working, always cleaning. You don't grow up in a house with a hijabi mother. All she does is pray and love you, clean your clothes, clean up the type of room, hoover up the house, clean, loving, cleaning, looking after you. 24/7. Then you start listening to a little rap music, like, you come out of your mother's womb, you're properly dependent on her. Meaning that you poo, if she just leaves you there with your poo, you're just gonna have flies around you. She cleans you, you change, you're pooing like every couple of hours and she's changing you. I have kids and I love my kids. But wallahi, if I can get a boy changing nappies, bro, I'll do it every time, bro. Because I love my kids, but trust me, mothers, they just do it. They don't think about it, they don't try to avoid it. They know, and so forth. Your mother just loving you, pray. All she does, love you, pray, wear your job, just like loving 24/7. And you start listening to a little grime music, a little rap music. When she was holding your arms, like a few years before, a few months before. You couldn't walk, you couldn't talk, she's looking after, she's protecting you, she's making sure you're warm, she's making you got blankets. A few years go past, you got some, I don't know, Skepta or some, I don't know, I say Wiley or I don't know, or some section boys or something in your thing. You start walking, kissing your teeth like you're Jamaican. I don't know, where'd you get kissing your teeth from? Your mum asked you to do something. Your mum asked you to do something like, all she's doing is loving you, cleaning your clothes. She's washed your clothes and she's asking you to put them in a room. You're like, oh, why are you bothering me for? Screwing up your face, like making your face like you're a killer or a stabber or something like that. Changing your face to your mum. Oh, be quiet, man. Talking underneath your breath, slamming the door. Walking around. Like you've been stabbed in your leg or something. Boxer shorts showing and this, that and the other. Attitude. Just filled with attitude and disrespect. Oh, what do you want now? Oh, be quiet, man. Oh, you waste woman. You waste man. No, she just love you, pray. Where's your job? Imagine that. Can you imagine that? You got a mother All she does is pray, love you, kiss you, make sure your clothing is ready, make sure your bed is ready, make sure you've got clean clothes to wear. Just make sure everything is okay with you. And she prays to Allah. And you kiss your teeth at her, you call her names, you slam the door in her face. A person that's praying there 5 times a day prayer and has a connection with Allah and loves Allah and prays and does her sunnahs and does all this stuff and loves you and looks after you. You're rude to her? Good luck on your Qiyamah. Forget your enemies. Your mum, all she does is love Allah, pray, wear hijab, that just looks after you, looks after you. All you can do is, waste woman, fool, idiot, slam the door in her face. Forget your life and how good or how bad you are. When you stand in front of Allah, one of his worshippers, who obeyed him, who did dhikr, who cared about what he said, you come out of her and then a few years after coming out of her, you start just being rude to her. Staring at her in an aggressive, angry, harmful manner. Keep doing that. See how far we'll get you on Yawm al-Qiyamah. So anyway, you grow up knowing who your mother and your father is. It's normal. Your mum tidies up, she cleans, your bedroom's clean, tidy, this, that, and the other, and so forth. Your father goes out and work long hours, come back, make sure the light is on, make sure the heating is on. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you've got money for clothes. And you're just rude to them. So anyway, I'm growing up now, born into this family, just like everyone else. Single parent family, and my father's not around, you know? And it takes 2 to raise a child. Like, I believe my mum's a superhero because she raised me with no father. She done 2 roles, you know? She made sure I had clothing, she made sure the house was warm, she made sure there was food in the fridge and so forth. But I always saw her, I would clean it up, or do it. I hardly ever saw her take a break. And I saw the tiredness in her face. But because I didn't have a father around, what did I start to do? She's a woman, I'm a man, I'm a young boy. And a boy needs a man to like, when your mum says, don't do that, and when your dad says, don't do that, there's a big difference. So when you only have the mother and she's always working and she's tired, and you're not going around causing tornadoes and hurricanes and all this madness in the house, and it's just the mother, she's tired from the work, she's tired from working out to earn her money, and she's tired of the cleaning in the house, but then she's got to deal with you little Tasmanian devils. You know, just causing chaos in the house and turning everything upside down. And then she hasn't even got energy to control you. So me, as I'm growing up no father, the older I get, the bigger I get, and so forth, I'm being disrespectful. I'm not listening to her. You know, I'm living like a king. I'm eating my food, I'm not washing up the dish, because I know that mummy loves me. So mummy's coming, she's taking my dishes. Mummy's coming to clean up my room. You know, I'm getting older and older. She tried to discipline me when I'm younger, and when I was small, the beats hurt. But as I get older and older, it hurts less and this, that, and the other. You know, I start coming in late at night and this, that, and the other, and so forth. So, she can't control me. I'm the oldest. I've got a younger brother and sister. Whatever's my younger brother's is mine. That's your woman, give it to me. That's mine. I'm the oldest. There's no father around to give me the slipper or to physically deal with me and intimidate me. So I start taking more and more liberties. And the reason why I'm taking liberties is because I know my mum, she loves me. Like your mum, you know, she loves you. So I know that regardless of what I do, because of the mother's love, nothing's really going to happen to me. I've got past the stage of her beating me and catching me with the slipper and, you know, beating me. Why because this is what you make us do, mothers do. They catch you, like, you be naughty and naughty and naughty and so forth, yeah? And you be running around. And they say, I'm going to get you. And then what will happen is that you get in chain, you get ready for bed, you just got t-shirt on, you know, little shorts. And then what they do is catch you with your hands like this. And they will get their belt. And they won't just beat you, they will talk to you. Why did you not do? And they will go on for ages and you just, I want this to end. But as you get older and older and older, you become bigger and bigger, and the beats not any less, and she just get too tired to deal with you. But if you have a father around in the house, hey, he doesn't need to talk too much. His voice just needs to raise a few times, and you know there's gonna be some MMA going on in this place. There's gonna be some problems. So your father just has to look at you with his voice changing, because you're a boy and he's a man. You look at the side and you think, yeah, this is not really gonna work out in my favour. So you do it. But when you don't have a father, then you get more and more liberties. So my mum used to turn around to me, and she used to say to me, like with tears in her eyes, like regularly, like, you know, Jason, you see what you're doing? It can't go on forever, because you've got a younger brother and sister. You don't care, you don't do nothing around the house, you use the plates, you do what you want, you bully your younger brother, you take his things, you see what I'm saying? You come in late from outside in the middle of the night, you wake your younger brother and sister up, then they can't get to sleep, they wake up for school late, it messes with their grades and this, that and the other and so forth. If you carry on doing this here, then I'm gonna have to kick you out. But I know my mum, she loves me. It's clear by what she does for me every day, the things, the cleaning, the clothes she washes for me. I don't do nothing. And she still loves me unconditionally. So every month she would like turn around to me and say, you know, Jason, you need to stop doing this, with tears in her eyes, crying. I used to feel bad, but I carried on. So anyway, one day I come in late as normal, and as normal I forgot my keys. So me and my younger brother, we had an unwritten contract or agreement, yeah? And it was that when I come back in at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, even though you're sleeping for school, what I'm gonna do is, because your window is at the front of the house, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, we used to first live in a place called Battersea, which was filled with council estates, just like blocks, like what you see in America called the projects. So just buildings, like I said, 11th floor. You know, the lifts are filled with fury, just that, you know. After my mum was on a waiting list with the council for about 10 years, she got moved to a better area called Wandsworth, to an actual house with like 3 stories, a balcony and so forth. So we moved there. So the place I was living in was a nicer place, but my behaviour was just getting worse and worse. So anyway, I come in as normal, it's late in the middle of the night. And like I said, me and my brother, we had an unwritten agreement. And that was when I come in late and forgot my key somewhere, like I always did, I would throw a stone up at the window. And the agreement was the longer it takes for you to wake up and come down and open the door, is the longer the beating will be when you do. Yes? So I throw the stone up, and normally he gets up straight away because he knows, you know, I have no sympathy for him. I would just physically beat him up. So I throw the stone up, and it, you know, it doesn't work. He normally turns on the light straight away and comes down. So I throw it again. 5th time, I'm thinking, what's going on? So I see 2 black bags outside the door. So I'm thinking, oh boy, that's the rubbish, because we had these little bin things that plate, like these little huts that you put the bins in. But there was 2 black bags and they weren't put in there, so I thought, boy, Richard's slipping, my younger brother. He's slipping because he hasn't, put the bins away. See me, I live in a democracy. I don't do nothing. I have no rules, I have nothing. I just use food, eat things, and do whatever I want. My brother and my younger sister, they do all the work, you know? And I'm the oldest. So I'm throwing the stone up, nothing's happening. So I'm thinking, what's going on? So I start banging on the door. No answer, threatening my brother. I'm going to kick you in your kneecaps, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. It's not answering. So then my mum's light comes on. And that doesn't happen, I throw the stone up once normally. My brother turns his light on, comes and says, open the door, that's it. Done. No apologies, I just walk in, turn the TV on, that's it. So my mum comes out. This was after years and years and years of me taking liberties. And she said to me, she says, Jason, the 2 black bags at the front, they're your belongings. You can no longer come in. And if you keep on knocking on the door, I'm going to call the police. Now I was a troublemaker. meaning that I was rude to my brothers, I was a bit of a bully. I didn't do anything around the house, but I'd never been in trouble with the law. So when she told me she could phone the police, it dawned into me that this is serious. Because I was like, my mum loves me. And I know I'm to be taking liberties, but because she loves me, no matter how many liberties I take, it's just going to keep on going my way. Unfortunately, this night it changed. And I was homeless. And I wasn't homeless going to go to your auntie's house or go to this uncle's house, because they told my mum to throw me out years ago. So now, I'm homeless. Now, not washing up dishes, slamming the door in your mum's face, kissing your teeth at your mum, turning your music up while she's talking in front of you and just drowning her out. A guy like this, it's funny. But right now, I'm outside, it's cold. I've got no money on me, and I am officially homeless. And I know my mum is going to call the police if I bang on that door one more time. So, this is the part where disobeying your mum is not so funny. Because where do I go now? Where do I go? It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Where did you go? I had a nice warm house, I had TV for days, I had, anytime I could go and get cereal and eat and this, that and the other and so forth. Now, I'm outside. So, that's it, I'm homeless. So I try to stay at this person's house, try to stay at that person's house. Obviously, their parents are going to say, why don't you go home? I can't tell them why I'm not going home, because if I tell them the truth, they're going to think, yeah, you deserve to be chucked out. Go and find a park bench to sleep on. Go and find a nice cold common and sleep in it. Because you deserve it. So I'm walking around, trying to stay at this person's house. No. Find a friend's house to stay for food, hostel, stay there for a little while, but so forth, but it's a tiny place, whatever, this, that, and the other. One day, let me show you what being homeless is like, before you start being rude to your parents and this, that, and the other, because you don't know. If you carry on, your parents might just chuck you out. They may be Muslim and this, that, and the other stuff, but if you keep on taking liberties and you get to teenage years, don't think it can't happen, because trust me, 110%, I thought I was never getting thrown out, because I know my mum loves me and how much she loves me. But the day came when she chucked me out, and I never had a plan. You see this part here? There was no plan for it, because it wasn't supposed to happen. So one day I'm walking now, I've got to the stage now, where I'm down to about 6 stone now, you know. 6 stone, my clothes is falling off me, and my belt is tied up as tight as possible, it's still falling off me. You know, I feel light. Like, I'm walking down the street, I'm losing consciousness and trying to fight to keep conscious. Because if you don't eat, you stop getting nutrition. If you stop getting nutrition, you stop losing your consciousness. It got to the stage where I started looking at bins. And this could be you. And I've said to myself, maybe if I close my eyes and I put my hand in the bin and I pull out whatever's food is inside there, and I don't look at it, and I eat that cold food, maybe it won't taste that bad. Because where am I going to go to eat? I can't go home to my mum's house when, if I kept myself in check, I wouldn't have this problem. Where am I going to go to eat? I'm going to go to a shop and say, can you give me some food, please? It's a shop, it's a business. They don't give out food for free. It's called a shop. They have a till register. And prices or nothing. That's what I'm saying, when you're at that stage, no one's going to give a damn about you. And I had no one to blame apart from myself. So, when I'm thinking about, I'm going to put my hand in this bin and I'm going to pull out, search for something that feels like food. Even though it might have flies on it, even though it might have maggots on it, crawling around, they'll be crawling up my arm and this, that, and the other, and so forth. And I'm going to put it in my mouth and hope I don't even feel the taste or any flies in my mouth or this, that, and the other, and so forth. So if you want to get to that same position, just keep on being really rude to your parents. One day it might just happen. So I'm walking around and I seriously feel like I'm going to die, like I'm going to lose consciousness. So I walk into this place. Where it's supposed to help girls that have got pregnant at a young age and they're all alone and this, that, and the other. And I've told the lady, look, I need your help. I need your help, see? Mr. Rude Boy, Mr. Yardi, Mr. Kissing his teeth, Mr. Slamming the door in your mother's face is gone now. I'm begging someone now, begging. I need your help. I am homeless, and if I don't have a place to stay, I'm going to die out there. I can't survive anymore. So the woman says to me, I can look at you and see you're in a state and you're starving, but this is a place to help girls, young girls that are pregnant and so forth. I'm not equipped to deal with your situation. I can't help you. I said, look, you have to help me, because if you turn me away, I'm going to die out there. By next week or something, or I'm not going to be alive. If you don't help me, I'm not going to be alive. There's nothing I can do. My family, I've turned my family away from me. I've got no help. I'm going to die. I'm not talking about movies and stuff. I'm not exaggerating to you. I'm not making this up. I'm going to die. So the woman spends the next hour on the phone. She comes off the phone and she says to me, I don't know if this is going to be any help, but I arranged an interview at such and such a place. If you can get there, maybe they can help you out. Well, I don't know. So I take the address and this, that, and the other, and so forth. Somehow, I made it to the interview. I don't remember, they were chatting in the interview, they were saying some stuff, this, that, I wasn't really listening. I just wanted to hear at the end of it whether they were going to help me or not. At the end of the conversation, they gave me a key, an address to a place. I didn't say alhamdulillah because I wasn't Muslim, but I just thought there's going to be a place that I can go at night time, and when it's raining outside, it's freezing outside, it's cold outside, that I will have a place, a solid place, that the rain can't touch me, the snow can't touch me, the cold can't touch me, and I can lie in a bed. I said just like, thank you. I gave strangers the respect that I should be giving to my mother because of that situation. I was humble because my chap put me in a place that I couldn't handle. So I have a place now. But there's a situation with this place now that I was getting certain money from the government, jobs, whatever you want to call it, and so forth. But now there's a problem. Because mankind, this is how mankind is that, so like Allah says in the Quran, that people will be like in a boat on the sea, and there will be huge waves. And everyone will start making sincere dua and praying, oh God, if you make these sea, like the boat is about to capsize and they literally think they're going to die. So what happens is that they make dua and call Allah alone. They don't call to Jesus, they don't call to Gandhi or Buddha or anyone. Direct tawheed straight to the main being. Because they're like afraid of their life. But when the waves go away and they get back to shore, they get back to life, they start drinking, smoking, and, you know, fornication, all this stuff. Because mankind is ungrateful, except the few that remember a lot. So I get this my own place now. At first I'm grateful. And I'm thankful because I've got a place with a heater. And if it rains, I'm not wet. And if it's snowing, I ain't got snow on me. If it's cold, I can turn the heat up. I can put covers on me. But I'm young. I got kicked out about 15, 16. I'm now free. See, in my mother's house, I had freedom. But I always had, like, in my disrespectful way, this nagging noise. Jason, 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 why didn't you clean up your place? Jason, why didn't you put that thing back? Jason, stop using your brother's woman. Jason, stop taking your brother's. That's gone now. So now, I'm in a place, I've got my own place. I've got no one above me. I can go in whatever time I want, out whatever time I want. I have no parents. It sounds beautiful. It sounds like your own little version of Jinnah. Yeah, we're gonna see. So I'm doing whatever I want to. I start listening to music. You can guess it wasn't classical music. It wasn't pop music. Kill him, stab him, jump on his head. Start smoking. Spliff, weed. Start having friends come round. Girls start coming round. I'm free to do whatever I want, to listen to what I want, to watch what I want, so forth. So what happens around the time that I get this place and I'm doing this, I meet one of my old friends from school. So what happens is basically is that he's about my age, and I start hanging out with him. So he takes me down to one at council estate. So I hang around there, there's other people my age, and so forth. But there's people older than us. And I thought, I couldn't figure these guys out. These older guys, their life was amazing. They never worked. They never studied, or went to school or university, or they never worked, like they were never working. They were never studying, they were not going to university or college or this, that, and that. But yet they had motorbikes, they had cars, they had jewellery, like big, then jewellery was fancy, like big jewellery around the arm, big jewellery around the neck. And they just hanged about on the estate all day. So obviously, being a nosy young boy and so forth, myself, I want to know how they make this money. They don't work, they don't study, so I want what they want. Now, one time, the reason why I'm telling you this as well is because this is an example of not what to do. So you hear this story and you don't put yourself in a situation. And how you start off is by not being rude to your parents and getting kicked out. By respecting them, by being thankful. You are not a rude boy. I don't care what you are listening to. I don't care what you are watching. You sleep at night in a nice warm bed, in clean sheets, and you have a nice fluffy pillow. And in the morning you come downstairs and the hardest choice you have is whether you're going to have Cheerios or Weetabix. This ghetto, this gangbanging, this Bloods, this Crips, this knife crime thing, it's a world you don't live in. So, like I'm saying, you sleep in a warm bed. You put on fresh clothes out of the washing machine. You eat, like I said, Cheerios and Weetabix. Or crunchy nut. But with that music, them headphones go in your head. Bah, bah, bah. Kill him, kill him, kill him. You you actually think you're in the ghetto. Until your mum gives you your pajamas and you take their headphones out of your head. It's like you're sitting down in the morning, Cheerios or Weetabix and your juice. And you're about to walk out as you put your headphones, kill him, stab him, rob him, yeah. And then you hear, Abdi, your pajamas. Abdi, your pink socks. It's an illusion. So, I got to the stage where I've got the freedom to do whatever you want. And a lot of the things that your parents see, when you're a Muslim and you're born into a Muslim family and your parents try to keep you away from haram, you think this is trying to spoil your fun. And what is that when you get older, as you get older into your teenage years, your shaitan comes to you. Like things are haram because they harm. And your parents only tell you that because they believe in Allah and they want to protect you from this harm. But you just think your parents are here to just spoil your life and you spoil your fun. So you just think, oh, they just want to spoil my fun. And when you get to teenage years, you want to know, oh, I wonder what it's like to go to a club, I wonder what it's like to chat to girls, I wonder what it's like to smoke or drink or be a bit naughty, I wonder what it's like. Shaitan comes to you, yeah, I wonder what it's like. And because you've never been allowed to do these things and your parents have kept you away from it, you're like really, really curious. And that's why you don't understand. Haven't you noticed that so many non-Muslims, so many born Muslims in their teenage years are chasing non-Muslims or chasing that lifestyle? But so many non-Muslims that are born in England, they're born in this country, yeah? They had the freedom to do whatever they want to do. But yet they're choosing, and they know if I become Muslim, no girlfriends, no smoking, no drinking, no partying, no music. They know this, they're aware of this, but yet they're still choosing to become Muslim. Hear that? People that are born into Muslim families, brothers that are born into Muslim families, when they're reaching teenage years, they're changing their names from Abdullah or whatever to Abs or A. Yeah? Cutting it down as much as possible to just one letter. And maybe they won't recognize I'm Muslim. No, bro. They know you're Moroccan, you're Somali, you're Pakistan. Everyone knows you're Muslim, bro. You can chop your name as much as you want, bro. It's not going to make a difference. People know Moroccan Muslims, Somali Muslims, Pakistani Muslims. Turn your name upside down, wherever you want. So people born into Muslim families are reaching teenage years and trying to go out in the dunya. Cut eyebrows, cuts in their eyebrows and this, that and the other. Put feminine earrings in and this, that and the other. Wear tight leggings and this, that and the other, because rappers are wearing tight leggings and stuff. What are you going to do when the rappers like Snoop and these people start putting makeup on and nail varnish and all this? Are you going to start doing that too, yeah? So the way is that the reason why non-Muslims and they know if I become Muslim, if I take Shahada, no more clubbing, no more raving, no more this, that, and so forth. They are intentionally and consciously saying, I still want to be Muslim. Why? Because them things, they only seem, a lot of things that are haram that seem exciting, they only seem exciting because you're not allowed to do it. But when a non-Muslim's grown up on smoking weed and drinking and raving and pipe all their life and they're allowed to do it with no restrictions and it's halal according to the government and you're free to do it. After they've done it, they realize it's not as glamorous or as enjoyable as they're made out to be. So I don't need to do that. I will become Muslim in the West and put all these rules on me because the happiness I get from Iman and worshipping Allah doesn't equal to that stuff. Look at this. If you look at the non-Muslim countries, the quote-unquote first world countries, they're more affluent because in the past they've bombed and robbed all the resources of the country. But you know, people in the Middle East or in Africa or in Saudi or in Yemen or in any of these countries commit suicide because times got hard. But yeah, people with Wi-Fi and smartphones and public transport and stuff, they fall behind on their bills, man jumps off building. Why? Tawheed, Iman. You know, Akhirah. So, as a youth, first time I get freedom, same thing as with me. Thought it's exciting, smoke a bit of weed, drink a little alcohol, go clubbing, girls. But after, like I said, I was 15 or 16. But after I'm reaching I've been doing that for a few years, it's dead. The smoke is no fun because I'm addicted now. If I don't have weed like oxygen, I'm like Bruce Banner in the Hope. They say that weed is a soft drug. Weed is not a soft drug. For you talking about weed, after dua, you need some effort and some patience, some sabr. It's not easy. Person who smokes weed regularly, I'm telling you, if they don't have weed, because when a person smokes weed, they become addicted. And when they don't have it, it's like they're not having air because they become agitated. They become a beast. They become aggressive until they get back in their system. So after the music, same thing as well. Man, just talking to rappers. If you listen to rappers, all they're doing is talking about how much they got compared to you. I got this and I got that. I got this, I got that. They ain't got it. You ain't got this and you ain't got that. I got this and I ain't got that. Why are you going to listen to someone who's just talking about how much he has compared to you? That's what he's talking about. My car's like this and this is that and this is that. And when I drive past people, they stare at me. That's you. He's talking about. People see my car, people see my money on this, that and the other. You're the audience who he's talking about. So when it comes to, so what happens is that basically, live my life, just smoke, drink, listen to music, this, that, and the other, so forth. I start hanging around with these guys, yeah? And where's the brother? Where's the brother? Who's the judge?
Yeah.
Can I still have a bit more time, yeah?
Extra 10 minutes.
Yeah, no problem. So, what, 20 pounds? Okay, no problem. Yeah, so basically, because I went a bit off track, but yeah, so basically, I'm living that life. So I'm hanging around with these guys. So obviously I want to know how these older guys have got the latest stuff, the latest clothes, the latest vehicles, but they don't work and they don't go thingy. So one day I'm with the younger lot. And we go into a shop. So one of the guys, he picks up a polo and he puts it on the counter. The man in the shop, he puts £1 on the counter with the polo. The man who owns the shop, the uncle, he presses the till to open it to get the change. He takes the £1 and they start attacking him, punching him, kicking him, stamping on his head. Shh. Thank you very much. They start attacking him. Like I said, punching him, kicking him, dragging him to the ground, stamping on his head. When he stops moving, because of all the beats and attacks, they go around and they pull the trays out, The tray on top, it has coins. The tray underneath has notes. Now they're trying to pull the second one out of the drawer, and it's not coming out. So I'm there now. This is the first time I'm in this situation. See, I was rude to my mum, I was mouthy, I was bad, but I wasn't a criminal. I wasn't violent. Well, I was violent to my brother, but to a certain extent. But I wasn't a criminal. So I'm standing there now, they're panicking, because they're beating up this guy, they're trying to take the tool, the second one's not going. They're trying to pull it out. I'm shaking, I just want to get out. So I run round, I pull the thing out, just like that. This was one of the worst things I could ever do. See, the Prophet ﷺ said that your companionship is like a perfume maker or a blacksmith. If you hang around with a perfume maker, even if you don't make perfume, but you go to visit him at work, once you go into his shop, even if you don't make no perfume and you're just chatting to him a little while and you come out, you're going to come out smelling nice. And when you go home, your family's going to smell the nice stuff, because even though you wasn't making perfume, you hang around with a perfume maker and the smell of his shop rub off you. But same thing if you go to a blacksmith. Now, a blacksmith is one of the people that makes weapons like the swords and axes and stuff like that. But you see, he burns it and he bangs it into shape and this, that, and a lot of smoke and this, that, and the other. Same thing with him. If you hang around with a blacksmith, you might not be making a sword, you might not be making an axe or anything, yeah? But if you hang around with your clothes, you're gonna come out dirty. The smoke's gonna rub off your clothes. So that's like good friendships. If you hang around with people that memorize Quran and pray and this, that, and the other stuff, even if you're not religious, if you hang around with religious people, you're gonna become more religious. You hang around them. Same if you hang around with people who smoke and drink, this, eventually you're gonna start doing it. The Prophet also said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that when you sin, your heart gets like a black spot. Until if a person sins so much, they get black all around their heart, and what happens is that they don't feel bad when they do something wrong. Like that moment when I saw them guys do that, I was shocked. It was the worst scene I've seen in my life. This uncle who's in his 40s or 50s or this, that, old feeble man who owns a shop and put hard effort into making that shop and doing all this kind of stuff. Just because they can't bother to work, just because they can't bother to study, they beat him up. So I take the thing and run out. So I'm hanging around with these guys, day by day it's getting worse and worse. They keep robbing these shops, I'm with them. Your heart tells you it's wrong, you start hanging around with them. So what happens is, you keep on getting into trouble. So what happens at first? You start going into court all the time. Then when you go to court, they give you something probation. They sit you down with someone, you talk to someone about why you're doing these crimes, what's wrong with you, why you're attacking people, this, that. Then they give you community service, paint a fence, build, clean up a park, this, that, and the other. They keep on giving you things, but after a while, they send you to jail. So anyway, I go to jail for a few days or something. They give me bail because it's my first time I went to jail. So I go to jail for a few times. I come out. It's like I said, like the hadith of hanging around with the perfume maker. I've been in jail for a few days, but it was only a few days. Then I start hanging around with them guys again. So what happens is that I start robbing again. I'm on bail. They let me out. They let me out of jail because they're like, we're gonna let you out. You're gonna go to court for a trial and so forth, because I'm pleading not guilty. That's the thing, all these gangsters, they say they're tough and they're rough and so forth, but they can be caught in a bank with a gun, holding people up and police come and they plead not guilty. Why? If you're not afraid of jail, why are you pleading not guilty for? You did it, you robbed the person. Why are you pleading not guilty for? Because you're afraid of jail, you don't want to go to jail. So anyway, they arrested me and so forth, they let me out while I'm on bail. Because it was my first time, you know, I went to jail and stuff and so forth. I committed another crime. Stole a man's laptop. So they put me in jail and they say to me, this time we're not letting you out. Because we let you out last time and you committed a crime. So I'm in jail now. And I'm not going nowhere for a long time. Every time we're supposed to go to trial, the uncle, the elderly man that we attacked, his heart stops, heart problems because of the way we attacked him. So I'm supposed to go court this month. I go, he can't go because he's in hospital and stuff like that. I'm supposed to go this month, he still can't come out of hospital, he's in critical condition. So by the time I did go to court, I'd done nearly a year's time in jail. Now, when I was in jail, about 3 people killed themselves. And this is where you do not want to end up. 3 people killed themselves. 2 people killed themselves because they got something called HMP. HMP is when you get 25 years. So you have to do 25 years, and after you do 25 years, the Queen reviews your case, or someone on her behalf reviews your case. If she decides you come out, you come out. If not, you have to do another 25 years before they decide whether they're going to let you out or not. So 2 boys, they were young, they were about 19 or 18. They were with someone. They never did anything themselves. It's another thing about companionship. They were with someone, and that person stabbed somebody. And he got away, but they were there, so the police arrested them. And since they wouldn't tell, they got the sentence. So they could handle it. They're 19. They're realizing, I am not getting out till I'm about that. I'm not getting out for, another 20 years. I'm going to be 40 something when I get out. I'm 19 or 18. So one day, in prison, in your cell, which you can go like that and feel the walls. Like prison is so narrow, it's like you living in a toilet. You see the cubicles that you go toilet in, that your cell is a little bit bigger than that. So the whole thing is that they just realised, look, I'm not getting out for another 25 years, even if they do let me out after that. So what happened is, you have these heaters these heaters like pipes in the jail cell, and you have the windows, but in front of the windows there's big bars, so you can't get out. So what people do is they stand on the pipes, and you don't have belts in prison either, but so they give you like some some material and stuff to just wrap around your belts and stuff, because if you had a proper belt, you would fight with it and stuff like that, because there's fights all the time in prison. So what they do, they take their shoelaces, and so forth, they tie it around the neck, stand on the pipe, tie it to the top of the window, and then jump off the pipes. Because they can't handle it. Prison is like, your life is on pause. You're the same day again and again and again and again. Again and again and again, the same day. You're in a confined space. Like, you're locked up for 23 hours. Maybe you get out for 1 hour to have a shower and maybe play some pool, and then you go back inside. You're actually like a monkey in a zoo. Like, you see everyone who tells you they're bad man and rude. You're not rude or bad boys. You're not. Because you can't do anything without the officer's permission. You want to go toilet. If you don't have toilet roll, you have to wait for the governors who run it to bring you toilet paper. Most of the people in jail, they're sharing with someone else. You know what that means? You're saying you're a rude boy and a bad boy, and you're so strong and you're so powerful, you can do what you want. There's no rude boys or bad boys in prison. You know why? You're both sharing a cell. One of you wants to go toilet. He wants to do a number 2. The cells are small and compact. So he wants to use the toilet now. You know what happens? He goes and uses the toilet. He puts like a pillowcase or something across the toilet and stuff like that. You hear the poo drop in the toilet and the water splash. And that's not the worst part. Because bad man and rude boy, now you have to smell it. And it's tight in there. So, like I said, keep on being rude to your mother and your parents, and keep on thinking you're rude boy, bad man, and this, that, and that. I don't care how many weights you're pushing and how much stuff you're doing, this is where you're going to be.
So that's what I'm trying to say. You're in prison now, and nothing changes. It's just like you're living the same day and day and again, this, that, and the other, and so forth. You come out for yourself for 1 hour. Your clothes don't fit you. Like you got some messed up hard shoes and stuff like that. And that's where I was. So I started thinking when I was in there and so forth. Isha coming in, yeah? Isha?
Not Isha yet.
Okay.
Time's up almost.
Yeah, no problem. So what happens is that I didn't say Hampton at the time, but I was in there for something short. Yes? So, not short time, but I'd done most of my time already because every time I kept on going to court, the victim was in pain. So I started thinking to myself, what's my life going to be like? Am I going to keep on, how can I say, am I just going to keep on coming out, go outside of jail, rob from people, steal from people, yeah, come back into jail when I get caught, then go out again and just do this for the rest of my life? So what happened one day is that one day when I was at my mom's house, this is a part of the story I did tell you, and this is how it comes to Islam. One day when I was at my mom's house, just being rude as everything and so forth, my cousin came round. Now my family are all Jamaican Christians on my mom's side. Like I said, my dad's side are Haitian, but I don't know them. So one day my cousin came round, who was also raised in a Christian family. So he comes round, but he looks different. He has a beard. He's wearing like a gown kind of thing. He's got a hat on. So I'm like, Warren, what's up, man? Like, what's going on, man? Because he was a fireman, he was also a boxer in America. So what happened is that I go, well, what's up? You look a bit different. He said that, oh, I've become a Muslim. Like I said, this was one of the days when my mum, I would do nothing around the house. And I just eat things in the house, I just use what I want, use my mother's stuff, be rude to my mum and everything. And he came round one day, so he's there and he looks different. I said, what's up? So he goes, oh, I've become a Muslim. So I said to myself, this don't make sense, yeah? Because Warren is smart, he's my cousin, he's my older cousin. He's smart, he's a fireman, he's been a boxer, like he's a cool dude and stuff, but he said something that doesn't make sense. Warren is a black Jamaican, yeah? And he's just said that he's become an Asian. And I thought, how can you become an Asian? Because he said he's become a Muslim. And I thought, yeah, but how can you become Asian? Are you going to paint yourself yellow? And they're going to, how can you pretend to be Asian when you're black? They're going to find out. So I thought, I was like, look, cousin, yeah, I was like, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think you're going to be able to pretend to be an Asian when you're black, Jamaican, and you're dark-skinned black like me. Yeah, they're going to find out. So my cousin had explained to me, he said, look, a Muslim is not a race of people. It's not a country or a race of people. A Muslim is someone that believes that only God can be worshipped. Yes? And I said, yeah, but I said, okay. But I said, but we believe only God can be worshipped. We're Christians. We believe in one God. We believe in God to pray and worship and so forth. So I said, no, our family don't believe in that. Our family believe that Jesus is God. I goes, no, we don't. We don't believe that Jesus is God. I went to school. We believe that Jesus was a prophet of God like Moses, Jesus, Noah. These guys were all cool guys who came and told people to worship God. We don't believe that Jesus is God. I remember the play in school, they had the little baby and the 3 wise men came to bring them gifts and this, that and the other and so forth. They said, no, our family or our parents and stuff, they believe that Jesus is God. That baby was God. I said, no, we do not believe that. Now I might be a jahil, I might have been a person who was rude to my mum and watching my music videos and being rude and coming in late at night. But I didn't believe I, as a person, even though I was disrespectful, my mum believed in one God and that Jesus, Moses, and all these people were prophets. I was just a bad person. I was just rude. So I got to my mum, yeah, I said, Mum, we're Christians, yeah. We believe that Moses, Jesus, and Noah, these guys were just cool guys, and they came to and told people to worship God. Isn't it? That's what we believe. And then my mum did the face that I normally do when she's asking me when something's broken, who broke it, and I'm trying to explain to her that it wasn't me, or that it was my brother, or this, that, and the other. She tried to say, well, son, there's something called a Trinity. And there's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and they're all one. But I was thinking to myself, yeah, but that baby, Jesus prayed. Jesus can't, because Jesus prayed, Jesus was a baby, people brought in frankincense and myrrh and all this stuff in the play and this, that, and the other. That little baby can't be God. If Jesus is God, who's he praying to? And then my mum couldn't explain to me. And so what happens is that I'm in jail now. That I remember that incident, even though I kept on being rude to my mum and this, that, and the other, and so forth, and this, that. So I'm in jail now, and I'm thinking to myself, look, I've done a lot of bad stuff. Some of the bad stuff I've done, I got caught. Some of the bad stuff I've done for, I didn't get caught for. In fact, the most of it, I didn't get caught for it. But I do know, I am aware that just because the police didn't catch me, yeah, that God knows I did this stuff. Now, I thought to myself, look, my cousin has come and told me, and he also said to me when he was there, that every religion apart from Islam, whether it's Hinduism or Sikhism or Judaism, that either do one of two things. They either say that God became a man, or God became a woman, or God became an animal, or God became an idol. Or they give God human faults, weaknesses, like God created the world in 6 days and rested on the 7th. You know? Have a break, have a Kit Kat. Yeah? Like, the Bible says that God created the world in 6 days, and on the 7th he rested because he got tired. Like, maybe if you work or you go university or you go school, when you come home from school and you be studying all day, you're tired. But Allah doesn't get tired. So I'm in prison now and I'm thinking, listen, I'm thinking to myself, do you know what? I'm listening to his music. I'm following these rappers. I'm not working, I'm not going to school, I'm not going to college, I'm not doing all of this stuff. I've done a lot of bad stuff and the police ain't caught me for. But I know that God knows of it. If I carry on living this life, yeah, when I die, I've got to go to hell. I've got to go to hell. And my cousin has told me, my cousin is here, because he used to come round to the house. He used to come round to the house and he would pray. You know, and his wife would come round and she would just start thinking. And I said, okay, I know this much. I know following the rappers, I'm following at the moment, Tupac and Biggie and this time. I know that these guys, yeah, I know that these guys are bad examples. I know. I'm following Tupac, I'm following Biggie, I'm following Wu-Tang, all these. I know that these people, I really shouldn't be following them. If I carry on listening to this music and I carry on hanging out with my friends, I'm going to keep on robbing and I'm going to keep on doing it. And if I die, I'm going to die as a criminal and a sinner. And I see my cousin, and I believe all these prophets I was taught about in school, Moses, Jesus, Noah. No, I don't believe they're good, but I do believe in them, and I do believe there's a day of judgment, I do believe there's a paradise, and there is a hell. So I've got to make a choice now. Either I'm going to have to follow Puff Daddy and Tupac and Biggie and Wu-Tang and all these people, or I have to follow the prophets. Now the only problem I had is, am I going to be Muslim? Am I going to be Christian? Or am I going to be Jew? I wasn't really going to get with the Hindu thing with elephant head and bare hands and arms and this, that, and the other. And I wasn't really going to get with any of these religions that idol worshipping religion and stuff. So the choice I've got is out of Judaism, Christianity, or Islam. So I looked at my cousin, who's the only practicing Muslim I knew, and his wife and so forth. And I looked at my family as Jamaican Christians. And I read the Bible, and I read the Quran in jail, because I've got time. I've got all the time in the world. I've read all the newspapers, I've read all the hip-hop magazines, I've read all the books and novels and stuff. I might as well, I'm here. I might as well read the Quran and the Bible and so forth. So I started looking at my cousin, to wrap it up. I started looking at my cousin and my Christian family, and I saw that what my cousin did was in the Bible and in the Quran, and in the Old Testament and New Testament. But what the Christians were doing weren't in the Bible, the Old Testament, the New Testament, or the Quran. Let me give you an example. My brother would come. He would fall down on his face and pray. The prophets in the Bible, they fell down on his face and pray. He would have a bed. The prophets had a bed. You know, he wore modest clothing. They wore modest clothing. He said in the mosque, there's no pictures. There's not a picture of Muhammad, or there's no picture of Allah. It's just the mosque is just simple. There's no pictures of Muhammad and so forth, because the purpose of Islam is to worship Allah, not to worship Muhammad. I looked at the churches. In the church, they got big. The first of the commandments in the Bible is, "Hear, O Israel, your Lord God is one." The second commandment is, "Thou shalt have no graven images." But you go into the church, and there's big idols, and there's big statues of Jesus and the saints and so forth. And you say in prayer, "Hail Mary, Mother of God." So I look, and then I look at the Christians. So my cousin, like I'm saying, simple, comes to the house, prays, falls on his face and prays. Like Moses, Jesus in the Bible and the Quran, this, that, and the other. Abraham, Noah, this, that, and the other. Has bed, wears clothes like them, dress modesty, his wife dressed like Mary. So I look at the Christian, go in the church, big idols, big statue of a man, big picture of saints. I see them playing guitar, playing piano, playing drums, saxophone, this, that, and the other. Then I'm reading the Bible and I'm thinking to myself, I've never seen Jesus in the Bible. Or when you read about him in the Quran, he's with the disciples and say, "Let's go and pray." And he starts breakdancing and doing moonwalking and starts doing running man and starts doing backflips and doing the Fortnite dance and stuff like this. And then the women that go to church, they're wearing short skirts and showing off their chest and stuff like that. But his wife looked like Mary compared to all my Jamaican family. He used to worship before he prayed. The prophets used to worship before they prayed. They didn't eat pork. So I'm thinking, when you look, the Muslims ain't perfect, but what I would say is, when you look at the practicing Muslims today, you look at the Christians today, the church is all about entertainment and music and musical instruments. But when you go to the masjid, people just pray humbly. Bow down like Jesus did. Bow down like Moses did. Bow down like Noah did. The women wear hijab. They make dua. So I said, okay, Christianity can't be the one, because they're not following the way of the messenger. The way of the messengers of the Bible. Then I looked at Judaism. Judaism, well, they say you can't become a Jew, you're either born a Jew or so forth. They say God rested on the 6th day. I don't believe, even though I might be rude to my mum, even though I might be a criminal, robbing and listening to music and smoking and drinking, I know God doesn't rest within myself. I had fitra. In the Bible it says, you won't believe this, I'm not lying, wallahi I'm not lying. It says that Jacob, God came down in the form of a man, and he was wrestling with Jacob. And that Jacob overpowered God, Allah, astaghfirullah. And this is, if you ask any Christian, why was Jacob named Israel according to the Bible? The reason Jacob was named Israel according to the Bible is that Jacob and God had a wrestling match. And that Jacob was winning. And that Jacob overpowered God. And Jacob said to God, I will not let you go until you bless me. And God says, okay, I will name you Israel. Because you wrestled with man on one, and you wrestled with God on one. So I decided then, in my Joseph and so forth, I decided that there's a God. He sees everything, He knows everything. I've been caught by God's creation, the police and the government, for some of the things I've done. But there was a whole heap of things that I'd done that they didn't know about it, but God knows it. I've got a choice. I can either keep living this life with the rappers of Puff, Daddy and Tupac and Biggie and all these people, and die living a life of a disbeliever. or I can try, even though I'm not perfect, to follow Moses, Jesus, Abraham, and believe in one God. And after reading about God in the Quran, the descriptions of God in the Quran, this is when I knew I had to take Shahada. When I read the Quran, it said, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Allahu samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. Wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Say that God is one, the absolute, the eternal. He doesn't give birth. He wasn't born, and there's nothing comparable to him. I knew I had to become a Muslim because that fits your heart like a jigsaw puzzle. It fits straight in. Not none of this wrestling God. Not none of this Anyway, brothers, I'm finishing soon. I'm finishing. Just have a little bit of supper. You can have your lunch. I knew when I read that verse, sorry, class. I knew that this description of God was one, not a God that rests, not a God that had a wrestling match with Jacob and WWF and this and the other, not this God that had to become, you know, like Sainsbury's buy one get two free, Trinity 1, 2, 3 God, and you know, like God is a man and God is Holy Spirit, like Casper flying around, and then God is a father in heaven, like some old man with some beard and this and the other stuff. Like, nah, this say God is one. Say He's eternal, say He's absolute, say He's perfect. It's like all the mistakes when you read Ayatul Kursi. Allah doesn't sleep and slumber doesn't take over Him. It's like He's correcting all the mistakes that was in the Bible. So, in my jail cell, I said to myself, do you know what? I may not be a good person, I may not be a perfect Muslim, but I know it's the truth, and I'm going to try and live up to it. And even if I'm not a good Muslim or the best Muslim, at least I can die believing in the truth. Because I know this life that I'm living at the moment, at the end of the day, if I don't get caught for what I'm doing, I'm going to get caught for it in the next life. So I took Shahada, and alhamdulillah, the ironic thing is that when you follow the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the crazy thing now is, now I work in security. I work in security, and I've been married for like 11 years. I've got 4 kids, Hamza, Jenna, Firdaus, Aya, and Talia, you know. And Hamza, I have my own little Muslim family now. I stop criminals now. And Hamza in a masjid, talking to Muslim youth. And that's what I'm saying. My cousin never knew. He never knew. When he came round to my mum's house, and I was there kissing my teeth and watching music, my mum's talking to me and I'm just playing with the remote, she's talking, I'm turning up music, I'm slamming the door this time. He never knew that I was going to take Shahada. But he passed on the message like it's your duty to pass on the message and so forth. And that planted a seed. He only gave me dawah for about like 5 minutes. But when a person has tawheed, and that God is not a man and God is not a statue, and there's a day of judgment, and if you do shirk, that it closes the gates of Jannah for you. And you can have all the good deeds, but if you're atheist, or if you worship a man or you worship a statue, you won't enter Jannah no matter how many good deeds you got. So you should have the correct belief, tawheed, and you should have good manners as well. It's your duty upon that to tell your friends or people at school about Islam and so forth. Not if you're going to get into trouble and so forth, but people who you know you can give dawah to and not get into trouble, it's your job to give them dawah. But you have to have the manners to do it. Because if you're selling drugs or you're smoking weed or you're listening to rap music and you try to give people dawah, nah, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. But that's why I say never look down on people and think, yeah, that it's not worth giving them dawah. Pass on the message. You're not responsible for getting shahadas. You're just responsible for passing on a message. And now my cousin, everything I do, he gets rewarded for it. Everything my wife does, he gets rewarded for it. Everything my children do, he gets rewarded for it. Why? Because he gave me dawah. And I don't know how many people I've given shahada to and how many messages I spoke to. So the thing I want to just say to you brothers and this, that, and the other, and then the brothers being very patient with me, is this, I'm ending right now, the 4th conclusion, sorry. You can either follow the rappers, or you can either follow the prophets and the companions. Because I can tell who's listening to music, not because I'm Al-Hakim, I'm Allah, no. You can tell by the way a brother walks, by the way the brother talks, by the way they deal with their parents, if they listen to music or not. And what you have to realize is that Allah's Al-Samir, the all-hearing, and Allah's Al-Basir, the all-seeing. And He knows what's on your phone, and He knows what you're watching when your parents ain't around, under your pillow, under your bed, or where. He knows. And the very last thing is that when you die, you go into your grave. You're asked 3 questions. And the 3 questions that you're asked, you're not going to answer like you're going to be able to get a piece of paper and find out the answer. It's going to answer if your life is tested to it. Yes? This is very important. This is very important. Please quiet. So you're going to be asked, hey, Ikhwan, the ones behind the pillar. The pillar. Yeah, facing the wrong way. Yeah. So you're going to be asked 3 questions when you die. And I'm really wrapping up now. Man Rabbuk, who's your Lord? Yes? MashaAllah. Man Rabbuk, who's your Lord? Ma Dinak, what's your deen? Yeah? Man Nabi, who's your messenger? But the thing is this, it's not going to answer, you're not going to be able to get a piece of paper out of your pocket and say, yeah, man Rabbuk, my Lord is up. It's going to be your life if you test it with it. So imagine you're asking them, and this will depend whether you go to Jannah or Jahannam. Now, say you ask these questions in the grave, yeah? And some grime tune comes out. Because a lot of you got grime in your head, you're walking around with grime like, yes, yeah, wait, stab. Imagine you're in the grave, you go in the grave, and instead of you're asked the question, Man Rabbuk, and you say Geeks or Stormzy. No, wallahi, imagine it comes out, because if you listen to it, it's in you. And if I was to put a lie detector on you now and ask you, what do you love more, Quran or grime or drill music? If I put a lie detector on your arm now, I can guarantee that most of you brothers, when you're asked, what do you love more, Quran, yeah, or grime or drill music, yeah? The scale, you know the thing, if you tell the truth, the scale doesn't move, you just go, I know if I put a lie detector on you now, and I ask you, what do you love more? The speech of Allah, Quran when it's played, yeah? Or grime music, the thing's gonna go like that. Let's go, you are the weakest link. So what I'm trying to say to you, I'm seriously, Jahannam is not for 10 years, it's not for a long afternoon, it's not for a million years, it's not for 100 years. Jahannam is forever. You don't go to Jahannam for a million years then come out. And in Jahannam, you'll be blind and there's no comfort, no tranquility. If you've got itch or you've got cramp, you can move a bit and get to a more comfortable position. Allah, the creator of depression and misery and hurt, has made Jahannam that there is no sakina in that place. There's no comfort, not 1 inch of comfort in Jahannam. So if you go to Jahannam for eternity, you'll be blind, you would have never seen Allah, and Allah will turn the pain level up. You know when you kick the side of the fridge by accident, and it hurts, yeah? Or you step on a Lego or something, or it hurts. That pain goes down, and then or when you bite your tongue by accident. Yeah, when you bite it, you know how it feels? That's permanent. Permanent, forever. So me, I know myself. I realized when I was reading about Jahannam in the Quran, in jail, I said, boy, I've got to work. Because my body, I may be a criminal, I've read the Bible. Mark said to Matthew, Mark said to Luke, and Luke said to John, that is scary. When I read about Jahannam in the Quran in jail, I said, I have to work now. Because Jahannam, when your skins are burnt, it's replaced again, and burnt and replaced again, they're burnt and replaced again. I can't handle it. So I have to work. If I'm going to be a criminal, I'm going to go to Jahannam. I don't want to be a criminal because I can't handle the pain, so I'm going to get a job. Simple. So, alhamdulillah for my cousin giving me dawah. Jazakallah khair that he was brave enough to tell me about Islam. Because if he didn't tell me about Islam, I wouldn't have known about it. I wouldn't have been able to choose it. And I would just say to you, you heard in a short way how messed up my life was. You heard about the homeless part. You heard about me thinking about eating from a bin. You heard about me in jail, being in jail, having to hear man's poo drop and splashing the water and then smell it. you're gonna make a choice. And either you're gonna go to jail or you're gonna avoid it. Either you're gonna stay in your mum's house and your father's house and be respectful, or you're gonna get kicked out. The choice is yours. Not begging you to do anything. I care about you as Muslim, but the choice is yours, and you will have to live by the choices you make. Jazakallah khair. And thanks to Uncle for having a million times suffer from me as well.